Cats in the woods, cats in the woods. Patrick has cats in his woods. All right, come on, kids. Come on. Barry, where'd you go? Barry. Oh, there he is. See, he just disappears in those grasses. There's a truck on the farm road that he can hear. What are you doing, Barry? Barry, where are you going? Barry. He's sniffing something. And the cats are soon to follow. Oh, for Pete's sake. What have you guys found that's so interesting over there? You're not going to. You're going to. Okay, there's something adventurous and exciting over here in the grass. I can't imagine what it is. Okay, well, team, I'm going in. You have fun, and I'll see you in a bit. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I've been away for just a bit, haven't I? Let me tell you what happened. Now, the last video I did, I was talking about being a little depressed, wasn't I? This isn't that. My back went out on me. I don't know exactly what happened. I woke up one morning and suddenly my right hip was hurting like I had been kicked by a horse. And I thought, well, this is odd, but it's happened before. I've got a little extra weight on my body, and so I know that can cause some issues, and my age and injuries from my childhood, various things that could, explain a little bit of pain here and there. Nothing major, certainly. Well, the next morning, my hip was fine, but then I had a pain in my lower back. And the next day, it moved to my left hip. Now, that sounds very weird, doesn't it? I could not walk. I could not stand for just a few minutes. It was terrible. I couldn't sit without pain. I couldn't stand. I couldn't lay down. It was just awful. And to be honest with you, I couldn't get to the doctor. There's just too much to talk about in regard to that, but I didn't have a way to get to a doctor or get an appointment, that sort of thing. And so I just kind of lived with it. And this affected me for well over a week. I mean, I actually missed work, and I generally never miss work for anything, but I was unable to sit up, and I work at a computer for a living. And then it started getting a little better, and as of yesterday and today, I'm able to get up and move around and do things and get back to making videos and doing the things that I really love to do. As such, I've had so much demand for me to add my Divinity Spheres back to the store, and I usually only sell these during cooler weather because, well, they don't have any hardeners in them. It's lovely oils and butters. And I make them into these little portable balls, which you're going to see here in a few minutes. And they're really great if you don't want to dip into a big dish or a pot or a jar of body butter. They're a nice, convenient way of adding moisture naturally, and I just love them. And I use them in my hair, especially in the wintertime. I tend to have very dry, coarse hair. It's ethnic hair as a result of my heritage, which includes Eastern Jewish blood, which is the majority of my DNA, and then also some Native American blood, about 19% DNA there. Whether or not, I don't know just how accurate all of those tests are, but it's all I've got to go by right now. And so that explains my wild and crazy hair. So anyway, these work really well to calm my hair so that it's not so frizzy, and it actually helps the curl to stay in my hair better. Anyway, what this is mango butter, there's cocoa butter, and shea butter, and hemp oil. I've refined this over the years and actually find that this combination, I used to put a lot more different oils in there, rose hip and argan and magungo oil and several different things. And those are all great. They all have wonderful properties. But the truth is, in a solid small form like this, this works a lot better. I have found that using this combination and these measurements work best for me. So what I'm going to do is get these on the double boiler and get them to melting. And I am a big fan of natural shea butter. That's why it looks the way it does. And natural cocoa butter, which is why it looks and smells the way that it does. I really believe that using oils in their natural state offers the best benefit, and after all, that's why we're using them, is for their great benefits. So, which is also why I use a double boiler to heat my oils rather than doing it in the microwave. Not saying you cannot do that. There are ways to safely do that if you take your time, but I find by doing this I'm able to monitor the temperature so much better and not do any damage to the natural structure of the properties of these lovely butters. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get these melted down, and then we'll combine and start putting this together. Okay, I've now got my butters melted here, and I'm going to combine those with my hemp oil. All right. The next step, I'm knocking lavender all over the place here. That's for another video. All right. I'm going to be adding just a bit of kutho flour here. It acts sort of the way cornstarch does in body butter. It just makes it a little less greasy, because we're dealing with just oils here, just butters, oils. And this helps to add just a slight slip to it so that it doesn't feel so oily on the skin or the hair. And I find that using kutho flour, which is buckwheat flour, does the same thing that cornstarch does, but it doesn't have any graininess to it, which cornstarch sometimes can have. So that's it. We're blended here. And now I'm going to pour it into our molds. I love using these. These are a little bit different than the ones I've used in years past. These are a harder plastic instead of silicone. And it's made out of HDPE, high density polyethylene. And they're reusable. Oop. Little squirt ups there, but that's good. We want that. Right, so Now comes the part I enjoy, and that's just wrapping them up in candy paper, which just basically means rolling it over like so, and then twisting in opposite directions. And there you have a Divinity Sphere. They are not perfect spheres, meaning they're not perfectly round, and well, they're handmade. These aren't made by a machine. They're made by a flawed man who does try to use the finest ingredients, but doesn't always have the finest touch when it comes to making things beautiful. But I will tell you that these things are fantastic. They're, what I like about them, well, it's the size. You can use these 20, 30 times, which I do. You simply, well, I'll show you in a moment. I just wanted to get these wrapped up here. Matter of fact, I'll try to speed through this process so as not to bore you. But they are just, I think it's a very nice portable way to carry intense moisture with you. Sure, you can carry lotions and balms and things, absolutely. But when you want something that is small, that you can drop in your purse or carry in your, oops, that one got away from me, or carry in your shaving kit, these are ideal because they're so small. And I'll show you. Let me wrap up one more here, and I'll give you just a test run. I'll just do a couple more of these. I always like things in odd numbers. 3, 5, 7, so on. I'm not a fan of 2, 4, 6, the even numbers. So I'm going to do 7 of these right now, just to show you again the process. There is nothing at all complicated about this. It's harder to do in gloves, and if you're making these for yourself, you can do this much quicker, because gloves slow down this process a bit because you can't feel what you're doing. But let me set these aside here and remove the gloves. And I have a little half sphere here of one that came out when I was taking them out of the mold. But I'll show you how I use these. Simply rub it in my hands like so. I've got a band-aid there from a cat scratch. Yes, the 4 kittens that I've got that I've shown you in another video, they're doing just great. They're growing so fast. They're not kittens so much anymore. They're teenage cats. But another kitten has shown up here. She's about 5 or 6 weeks old. Yes, another one. I know, I'm crazy, right? With each order of these, I do include one of these containers. After you open one of your, I dropped it. Once you've opened one of your spheres, that's how you can store it. But you can see how little I used it, how little of it that I used, but it is enough to spread protection over my arms, my hands, like so. And I feel well oiled. And within just a few minutes, this soaks in. You can see how it's already starting to, how the greasiness is beginning to dissipate, all except right on my palms here. And as I spread it more, that will dissipate as well. But it is enough moisture for me to do my elbows, So it's a very economical way. It's good for your nails and your cuticles as well. The mango butter, the cocoa butter, and that shea butter, not only are they good for your skin, but they're great for your hair, your nails. I use it in my own hair quite successfully and really do enjoy it. But that's it. That's my Divinity Spheres for 2021. I think that this is my best yet, and I'm looking forward to sharing them with you all. Or make them yourself. You can see how easy it is. There's nothing complicated about it. But I'm feeling so much better, both mentally and physically. I've been standing up here for a while and with very little pain. So I'm very happy about that. So I look forward to seeing you all back soon. I already have some great ideas for videos. I'll see you in the next one. Please don't leave me. I'm not going to leave you. I just had to take a little time away. Thank you all so very much. Have a great day, everyone. Goodbye.